So welcome back everyone, Mike and Melissa here. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, but it is cold, isn't it?
It is brisk, yes.
It's pretty cold this morning. I just went and got a load of fuel. A lot of people asked what I use for fuel transfer. That was it, what you just saw. It's a little 50-gallon tank. It lasts pretty long with the tractors. When I had that John Deere 333, that thing really sucked the fuel. But anyway, I went and got it filled up, and then Hunter and I are going on a little road trip here this morning. We'll see how that goes. We're looking for some hemlock lumber, shiplap siding to be specific, for the mini cabin. And there's a guy up north about an hour. I think he's Amish, so he doesn't have a phone, so hopefully I can go up there and get it. If not, we're just going to go up and order some. We'll see how it all works out. And what are you going to get into?
Some things with the dogs, walking the trails.
Go for a walk?
Yeah.
So we should be back in about
Cleaning. No.
2.5 hours, something like that.
Oh, great.
So we'll see.
Well, Hunter has a gift card, so lunch is on him.
Nice.
It's in his pocket.
He's ready to go. He's been ready to go since 6 this morning, actually.
Yeah, he has been. But thanks so much for thinking of him and sending him Burger King gift cards.
Yeah.
He loves it. He carries them around.
Well, I think that's about it. We're going to hit the road, and we'll see you in a couple hours.
All right.
Well, Hunter and I have been on the road for about an hour. We just got off the interstate a few minutes ago. I'm thinking we have about another 15-20 minutes to go, something like that. So hopefully here in a little bit we'll have a nice load of hemlock siding in the back of the truck for the mini cabin. If not, I'll just have to order it and come back up another day and pick it up. But either way, it's a pretty nice day for a ride, wouldn't you say, Hunter? I think Hunter agrees.
You have arrived at your destination on the left.
Well, the not so good news is I don't have a load of siding in the back of the truck. However, the good news is we just left Burger King and Hunter got his spicy chicken sandwich. However, it wasn't a wasted trip. I did get the siding ordered. They do stock a lot of 1x and 2x material. They had a nice little operation up there. And I have a price sheet that they gave me, and I'll show you that when I get home. It's pretty impressive. I'll definitely be using them in the future. I had looked at getting loads of hemlock shipped to our property, sawing them there, but for what they can cut and sell it for, it wouldn't even be worth doing, and they have some really nice stuff. So I'm glad I went up, and we'll make another trip there next weekend and pick up the siding for the mini cabin. But anyway, I think that's it for now. We'll head to the house and we'll tear into something, and we'll see you in a bit. All right, so here's that price sheet. The place is called Miller's Hemlock Lumber and Siding. They're in Hartstown, PA. But you can look at some of their prices. You can probably pause the video and check it out. But like 1x8 shiplap siding, $3.15 for 8 footers. That's pretty good. But like 2x12s, 16 feet long, $16.50. For framing material. 1x4 8 footers are $1.10. Yeah. That's hard to beat. Well, Hunter and I got back to the house a while ago, and I got into some other things and had some more running around to do. But I just went and hooked up the dump trailer to the RK55. Later on this evening, I'll probably take that over to neighbor Cliff's place, because tomorrow late afternoon, Melissa and I will probably split another cord of firewood right into the dump trailer. But before I do that, I need to cut some more wood. We got a big pile of logs over there, and as much as I enjoy cutting firewood, I never really enjoyed cutting logs in a big pile. You know, it's just you're tripping over stuff. You got to watch for kickback. I just don't like those big tangled up messes. I like kind of being out working in the woods. But to kind of make things a little bit easier, I'm going to take the RK24 over with the grapple on it, kind of root some stuff out and get a whole bunch cut. So tomorrow, all Melissa and I have to do is split. So there is definitely a lot of things that can go wrong when you're cutting into a pile of logs like this. You probably saw when I got started, I was trying to get this big one here down. It was all tangled up in there, and you know, you got all that weight up above you and you're cutting underneath of it. I don't really like doing that. I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, but I like to get those big ones down lower so they can't, you know, roll on you or fall on you or anything like that. Another thing I like to do, it is more work, but I like to kind of keep a work area cleaned up. You know, it would be nice just to kind of cut everything and leave it lay there and then carry it to the splitter. But if I do that, you're tripping over stuff and it just doesn't work out well. So all I'm doing, I kind of working into this area right here in front of me. And as I get stuff cut, I'm just tossing it over here a little bit closer to the splitter. I'm not stacking it or anything like that really, just kind of half tossing it over in a pile in here. A couple of weeks ago, man, I took a spill. I tripped over a piece of wood actually, landed right on my knee. Next day it hurt, but by the following night it was okay. But you got to be careful. I like to try to keep the work area as clean as I possibly can. because you're carrying that saw, you're concentrating on other things, and boom, trip and you're down. So besides trying to keep my work area kind of clean, something else I like to do, I like going after the gravy pieces, I call them. All those ones that are sticking out, that aren't bound up or pinched or anything like that. You know, they're waist height or above. I just whack all those off, toss them out of the way, and it kind of helps whittle down at the pile. So I'm going to take care of some of those right now. Something else to think about when you're cutting into a pile of logs like this is you're greatly increasing the risk of kickback. Now, I'm sure most of you know what that is. If you don't, we'll do a little demonstration here in a minute. And also, please keep in mind, you know, this isn't a how-to video. It's not a safety video. I'm not an expert on any of this. I've just been doing it for a long time, but I'm a weekend warrior. But, you know, you pick up on little things over the years and you learn things. You know, for example, you know, you got a bunch of logs laying around and you trip over something, you fall on your face, you kind of remember that, not to do that again. You know, if you're cutting into a pile of logs and something's under a lot of pressure and tension and you cut in, it comes flying back towards your head, you remember that as well. Or kickback, which I'm going to show you that here in a minute. But like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just kind of passing along information that I learned over the years, and kind of what to look out for when you're doing this kind of work. A lot of people think, you know, a big pile of logs, it's easy. You're standing in the same place all the time. I like cutting out in the woods. I do. You know, you bring your log out, maybe lift it up with a grapple, waist height, whack it off, load it in a trailer, go split it. This kind of stuff right here, there's a lot of dangers that I don't think people think about all the time, or they get in a hurry and could get in trouble. So let's say you're cutting a log right here, and this log here is out in front of it. You know, you're going through this log, and if the tip of your bar, you know, somewhere right in here hits, it's probably not going to be that big a deal. But if it hits like this, it's going to want to fly straight back up in the air. We'll do a little demonstration here in a minute. And also, you know, if you're doing bore cuts, same kind of thing. You're doing a bore cut, you don't want to try to go straight in like that. It's just going to fly up. You need to come into it this way and then go straight in. So I think what we'll do a little bore cut here first, and then I'll show you what happens if the tip of the bar goes straight in like this. That should give you some idea what I'm talking about. So to kind of review what we talked about here today, there's at least 4 things that I pay particular attention to when I'm cutting into a pile of logs like this. First thing is, you know, I look for anything that's under stress or tension that's pinned down in there, and when you cut it and release it, it's going to snap back out you. The second thing is, you know, you have all that weight up above you. I try to pull that stuff down. You don't want to get underneath anything, have something roll down on you or pin you. Third thing is, I like to keep my work area cleaned up. Yeah, it takes a little bit extra time, but it's a lot better than falling on your face. And the fourth thing, like I just demonstrated, is kickback. You know, you're going into a pile of logs like this, pay attention to where the tip of your bar is, and, you know, run that saw off to the side a little bit just in case something does happen, because if it's right in front of you, boom, it's going to hit you right there. But those are the four things that I kind of pay attention to. And like I said, I'm by no means an expert. Most of this comes from just experiences, bad experiences, so you kind of remember those things, and I'm just kind of pass that information along. But anyway, I think that's about it. I'm going to continue to cut here. I'd like to get at least 1 cord of wood approximately cut up, and then Melissa and I will come over here tomorrow night. I'd like to see how fast I can split 1 full cord of firewood into the dump trailer with the Wolfe ridge. I know it'll be well under an hour, but I'm just curious. So I want to get enough cut tomorrow afternoon, early evening, something like that. I'll bring the dump trailer over and we'll knock that out. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. Like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.